Live from San Diego, this is the Fox 5 News.
Well, the San Diego Opera just announced its exciting production lineup for the 2026-27 season. Joining me now with more on this is Bruce Stasyna, the San Diego Opera conductor in residence and chorus master. Bruce, thank you so much for being here.
Always a pleasure.
Of course. So tell us about the upcoming season.
We have a great quartet of operas this season. 2 by American composers and an Italian opera by Giuseppe Verdi and another Italian opera by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. The theme for the year has to do with passion versus power. And our first opera, Fellow Travelers, which is based on a novel by Thomas Mallon, will be given at the Balboa Theater in July, coinciding with Pride Week. And it deals with the lavender scare of the 1950s in Washington, D.C. It's an incredible love story. It's incredible about 2 people who fall in love with each other but have to live a clandestine life in the 50s. And so it has some unfortunate repercussions at the end. And then we continue with Rigoletto by Giuseppe Verdi, which is a classic Renaissance-based opera that we're going to be performing at the Civic Theater. Again, passion versus power. A young woman is cloistered and kept very, very much by herself from her father, who is a court jester in the court of Mantua, and the Duke of the court of Mantua surreptitiously has kind of been following her around to church and seduces her, and they have an illicit love affair. Very tragic results, unfortunately. Then moving on to Susannah by Carlisle Floyd, another American opera that takes place in the 1950s in Tennessee, in Appalachia, and it really explores secular versus sacred life within Appalachia itself. Again, passionate, has a love story in it, and has some unfortunate events that ends in tragedy. And then finally, a comedy. With all of this stuff, we need to balance it out, and we have a great, great comedy that deals with very similar topics: hierarchy, social structures, in the classic Le Nozze di Figaro, the Marriage of Figaro by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, closing our season.
Incredible. So if you had to pick, what would be the production you're most looking forward to?
All of them is going to be my answer, but because I'm a little bit biased with my position as resident conductor, I will be conducting Fellow Travelers in July. So that's the first one near and dear to my heart, but I love all of these pieces.
So naturally that has to be your favorite.
Of course.
So before we even get to the upcoming season, we're still in the current older season. So tell us about the production you guys have this weekend to close it out.
Absolutely. So we are doing Carmen by Georges Bizet. We open on Friday night at the Civic Theater. So tonight is what we call the Sitzprobe, where the orchestra, which is our collaborative partner, the San Diego Symphony, is in our pit, and they will meet the singers on stage for the first time. So it's a very exciting meet cute with the artists on stage and the orchestra in the pit. We have a couple of technical rehearsals, and then we do 3 performances Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Carmen is really, in terms of the world operascape, one of the most famous and most beloved of the operas in the canon.
And tell us about the partnership that you guys have with the San Diego Symphony.
So the San Diego Symphony is our collaborative partner. They play in the pit or in concert versions on stage for all of our performances, and we've had this tremendous relationship for the past 15 or so years. It's been ongoing. It's a very fruitful relationship, and we rely on each other to promote and cross-pollinate our events.
We were talking just briefly in the commercial break before this. Unfortunately, we can't see you on stage singing, but tell us about your role, exactly what you do.
Yes, and I said under duress.
Yeah,
there are moments when I
sing.
have been documented singing. However, my job is I'm the resident conductor, so I will conduct performances of specific repertoire. Also in the theater, if I need to cover a conductor who's a guest or our principal conductor, I'll jump in and I'll conduct there. Also, the chorus master, I'm responsible for the preparation and the maintenance of our world-famous San Diego Opera Chorus.
Okay. And you guys don't exactly have a home base. You kind of play at different theaters across San Diego. Is that correct?
We like to be able to have exposure in other venues, but primarily our main stage series is at the Civic Theater in downtown San Diego. Gotcha. And then we do perform regularly at the Balboa, our smaller chamber performances, but we have gone and performed at a lot of different venues in and around the area. Yep.
So for anyone who's maybe never been to the opera, what would you tell them to expect the first time if they can make it this season? Larger than life emotions on stage with great singing, beautiful costumes, lighting design. A great composer, Richard Strauss, said that opera is, or music is of the holiest arts, bringing together all of poetry, literature, drama, great music. You get it all at the opera. Yeah, sounds like it. All right, Bruce, thank you so much for joining us today and letting our viewers know all about the upcoming events and season that's opening here soon. We actually have links to tickets and the full season experience up on our website. Just click on that Scene On tab. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Zara.